Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you're notified for your favorite team's preview video. Today we have a 2023 season preview for the Virginia Cavaliers. Led by head coach Tony Elliott, 2022 was not a great year one for this new staff. Off the field, they had the tragic incident on campus, which cut their season a couple games short. That decision was very understandable, but nonetheless, for a first year staff, it has created a very tough hurdle. A 3-7 record last year was definitely not what we expected from them, especially since they brought back Brennan Armstrong, who was one of the better quarterbacks in 2021 in the ACC. Tony Elliott has an offensive background, so headed into this season, you would expect some improvement on that side of the ball. With that, you do lose Armstrong at quarterback, and the projected top two are Tony Muskett and Jay Woolfolk. Those two are going to be battling it out for QB1 probably in the fall camp. Muskett is most likely going to be the starter just due to his track record at Monmouth. Running the air raid system, you want an experienced quarterback with the ability to process very quickly. Alongside Muskett in the backfield, you have Paris Jones and Kobe Pace leading the way for the running backs. You have multiple talented backs to give the ball to. The only problem will be who is blocking for them up front. They're currently starting the rebuild process for the offensive line, which isn't the only spot they'll have to rebuild on offense. Replacing the top four receivers from a year ago makes you wonder just how far the offense can go. We all expect improvement since Elliott has an offensive background, but there's only so much you can do when the talent isn't there. Flipping it over to the defensive side of the ball, this is where they should have some optimism, I think. Virginia returns all four starters across the defensive line. That includes Chico Bennett Jr., who led the team in sacks a year ago. In their two deep rotations across the defensive front, they have 7 total seniors and 1 junior. This unit will be the heart of the entire team, and if they want to stop their opponents, this group will have to live up to the expectations. Linebacker and corner are probably 2 spots on defense, where breaking in new players could take some time. Obviously, losing Nick Jackson and Fentrell Cypress has created some holes in the defense. And then at safety, there is plenty of depth, whether that be old or young guys. There's a lot of talent in the room. Led by Antonio Clary and Jonas Sanker, who led the team in tackles, they'll have to carry the pass defense, and that's why those new corners are going to have time to adjust, and that's very much needed time. Defensive coordinator John Rudinsky, he is a firm believer in allowing yards, but once they get near the red zone, you hold them to 3 or no points at all. With how teams are built this year, I fully expect that to be the case once again. Strong defensive line for the short yardage situations, and then elite safeties to make those windows even tighter near the end zone. Like I said, the teams that they're going to be playing against in the ACC aren't really built to play power football, so this is a huge advantage for Virginia. To end the video, let's take a quick look at Virginia's schedule and give a realistic expectation for them. So starting things off, they have Tennessee, James Madison, at Maryland, NC State, Boston College, William and Mary, a bye week, followed by North Carolina, Miami, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Duke, and Virginia Tech. So looking at the schedule, you have 2 very winnable games in the non-conference. Other than that, every other game will be very competitive. I think obviously the hardest game will be that one against Tennessee. But Georgia Tech is probably the one game I'd say they have a good chance of pulling off. That's going to be a toss-up, obviously. 2 programs basically restarting with a lot of new faces, new coaches. But good defensive front versus a beat-up offensive line and bad quarterback play could end up getting Virginia over the top, and especially that one against Georgia Tech, but also like Boston College, James Madison out of the non-conference, even Louisville, Virginia Tech. I'd say a realistic expectation for this group is 3-9. And if they steal another one, they could get to 4-8. And I don't think I'd be surprised at all if they got to 4-8, maybe even 5 wins if they maybe upset Duke, Miami, go on the road and beat North Carolina. We'll never know. We're just going to have to wait and see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Good luck to Virginia this year. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next video.